So thank you very much again for joining us. My name is Dr. Usubuache. I'm the CEO of Top Tier Study Abroad Consult. And today we will be talking about scholarship opportunities to study in the US and Canada. I know a lot of you might have either graduated from high school, O-level, A-levels, whichever exams that you wrote, and national exam that you wrote, and you're awaiting results now with the intent of studying abroad. So today we'll be sharing some of the key things that is important for high schools to graduate and also for HND holders, nurses, diploma nurses, certificate nurses to know if you have the intention of studying some of these programs. Number one, if you're interested in studying nursing, if you're interested in software engineering or any engineering programs, the biologies, the chemistries, the sciences, um, math, education, music, all these kind of program opportunities, accounting, the business administrations. If you are interested in studying any of these programs, what we are going to do today is to share with you some of the key information that is needed to succeed in terms of you getting ready to pursue any of these programs. Um, Show by hand if you just graduated from high school, you just wrote your WASSCE, or you just wrote your A levels or O levels. Show by hand. Anyone show by hand? Okay, I see one hand go up. Show by hand. You can wave. You can show by hand. You can just send a text. Show by hand if you are a recent graduate. You can show your hand and then we can acknowledge you. Okay, good, 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 good. All right. So I see some of you have shared or showed your hand. How many of you how many of you are interested in pursuing a program like nursing? I know I already asked those questions in the previous video, and some of you raised your hand. And please, if you can type where you are watching us from, like if you are watching us from, let's say, Lilongwe, if you are watching us from Joburg, if you are watching us from South Africa, if you are watching us from Accra, Kumasi, Takra, the Sunyanis, Harare, Bulawayo, wherever you are watching us from, can you just, okay, Zimbabwe, I see Zimbabwe. Can you put your country in the chat box wherever you're watching us from? Anyone? Accra, Ghana, good. Anyone? Harare, good, good, good. Okay, Kintampo, Ghana, good, good. Harare, Zimbabwe, great. Kumasi, okay. Nicolisa also repping Kumasi. Anyone else? Okay, Accra. So, all right. So today, we'll share some of the key things that you need to know. That will be very important when you are looking for a program. So, if how many of you are looking Tamale? Good, Tamale. I like that. I've been there a couple of times. Thanks to you. How many of you are looking at accounting programs? So today we are going to start from the business administration and then we work our way down because some of the schools that we interact with or some of the schools that we have a close relationship with, they do have their requirements. So some of the universities will tell you, okay, if you have this great, if you have interested in this program, these are some of the scholarships that we provide for you. How many of you are also interested in education? How many of you here wants to be teachers? How many of you here wants to be teachers? Nobody here wants to be a teacher. After a teacher taught you all this well, none of you wants to be teachers. Come on, guys. No one wants to be a teacher. Okay, okay, Nanan Kansan. Okay, good, 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 good. So, all right, good. Interested in medicine, nursing. Okay, good. All right, that's good to know. That's good to know. All right. So a couple of things that I would like you to start thinking about. So if you're interested in accounting, there are certain grades that you need to get. Most of the universities are looking for giving you scholarships. Some of the universities are saying, okay, our department needs a lot of students who are interested in accounting, and so we would like to have students in accounting. Few 2 months ago or 3 months ago, we were in Zimbabwe looking for students to pursue accounting, and then also to look into not only accounting but also to look into students who are interested in real estate management. The Some of the students got between $7,000 to $10,000 scholarship. Some of them also had $5,000 scholarship. So the scholarship actually ranged between 40 to 75% scholarship. That is the scholarships we're able to get for students. So if you are here, you're interested in accounting, real estate management, that is something that we can do. Also, the reason why they are looking for real estate management is not just to sell only properties. They want students who are interested in commercial real estate. So there's a difference between just a regular real estate management and commercial real estate. Commercial real estate managers, what they do is they sell commercial properties like hotels, factories, schools. They sell not just houses, but they sell buildings that are used for commercial purposes. Those are the kind of products or the kind of buildings or properties that they're selling. So some of these universities do have grants from real estate agents that we need more real estate managers to work with. So we would like to provide some of these scholarships for these students to study in the US. So that is how they tend to uh, put in these scholarships so that they can get these students to come in and pursue these programs. Guys, sorry, let me admit some of these students who are in the waiting room. Okay. Okay. So going forward, one thing that we also do is that if you're interested in nursing, how many of you here have a diploma or any certification in nursing? How many of you? Certificate in nursing, advanced diploma, diploma in nursing. How many of you? Show by hand, any nurses here? How many of you have HNDs? HNDs. How many of you have HNDs? Okay. Can you all hear me? Someone's saying that he or she cannot hear me. Can you all hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, let me open the chat box here so I can, yes, I can hear you. Okay, so if you cannot hear me, up here, if you are here, can you put instructions on how someone can get to hear you if they've not clicked on the microphone icon?
Okay, boss.
Okay, all right. So let's say you are interested in accounting. So the HNDs, what did you study? If you have an HND here, what did you study? Let me talk about the nurses and then we move on to the HND students. So if you're interested in HND, if you're interested in accounting, um, these are some of the key things you need to be looking at. So with the nurses, we will still need your WASSCE results. So if you let's say you've studied nursing, you graduated from a nursing program, which is not a bachelor's degree, again, which is not a bachelor's degree, we will still need your WASSCE results. Or if you did an O level, A level, we will need your O and A level results or any national exams that you hold. If you did the South African exams, we need your national exams certificate. So we can add it to it and then we can work with that. Also, what you need to do is this. You need to submit that with your diploma transcript and certificate. Your diploma transcript and certificate. How many of you here do not have passports? How many of you here do not have passports? How many of you here do not have passports? If you don't have a passport, please, it is very important that you start looking for a passport, because the thing is that we don't want to start a process and we get to a stage where you cannot continue the process. Why? Because you do not have a passport. And that has happened to so many students that we will go through the system with them. At the end of the day, the university needs the passport so they can issue them a scholarship, and then they do not have a passport. Again, these students go through the process, and then it gets to a point where the university wants to make a decision, issue the I-20 or letter of acceptance, and these students do not have a scholarship, do not have the passport. So please, it is very important that you take all the necessary steps, and then you can get the process fast-tracked. So there are different types of scholarships, as I've been talking about. There are merit-based scholarship. There is the need-based scholarship as well, and there is the international student scholarship. And during the last meeting, I talked about the athletics and other form of scholarships. In as much as there are different types of scholarships, and also some of them are also what we call the institution waiver. And I'm going to explain all of them one after the other. Again, I'm going to explain them one by one. So let me take the merit-based scholarship. So the merit-based scholarship is very easy, and this cuts across all undergraduate programs that we talked about. Again, this cuts across all undergraduate programs we talk about. So, for example, your results are out, or you've taken a national test exams or result, and then they are out. And then you can demonstrate to we've sent it to us. If you are in Zimbabwe, you've sent it to Agnes. If you are in Dubai, you've sent it to our office, to Victor. If you are in Ghana, you've sent it to our office. If you are in either Accra, Kumasi, you've sent it to me or any of our colleagues at the office, and we've reviewed everything. What we do is that we will see, okay, most of the universities are looking at either a 2.5 or mostly a 3.0 GPA. Someone would ask me, what is a GPA? A GPA is grade point average. Again, a GPA is grade point average. The universities are looking at a grade point average is summing all your grades up. So each letter grade, it's assigned a number. If you had an A, it's 10 a 4.0. If you had a B, it's a B2. Some of the universities still sees that as an A, depending on who is evaluating your transcript or your WASSCE result, or who is evaluating your O levels and A levels. The good thing is that if you have the more A's and B's you have, the higher the chances of getting above the 3.0 average. I've seen students who had even C's and D's, but I also had A's, so that it was able to balance it and they had scholarships. So our goal here is to look at it and say, okay, this student can get scholarship. Also, if the student did not have really good or strong grades, what we tend to do is we help the student to write a scholarship essay. So the scholarship essay for the merit-based scholarship is telling the visa officer there are two things. Some of the universities, the merit-based scholarship is automatic. So when we apply, it comes with a scholarship. So the universities will request or require us to attach an essay. So the essay is based on the following. So the essay is based on this. You, the student, needs to explain to the admissions officer why Mrs. or Mr. or Miss ABCD had a 2 point, let's say 2.4, couldn't get a 2.5 or a 2.9, and couldn't get a required 3.0 to get a merit-based scholarship, and addressing the fact that, okay, so this and that happened, that's why I couldn't make the grade, but I believe that if I'm given the opportunity, I can make the grade. Again, this and this happened, I believe that I can make the grade if I'm given the opportunity. These are the things that I'm going to do to make things right. Again, these are the things I'm going to do to make things right. So the onus lies on you and I to go. I will review your essay and say, okay, this essay, maybe if you have said it this way or if you have said it that way, it could have been better. Nobody knows your story more than you do. So, for example, Odro Apia has gone through, let's say, series of issues when he or she was writing the WASSCE or the O levels or the A levels, and he encountered a couple of issues whilst he was writing the WASSCE exams. So now, what issues did you face? I wasn't there. You are the one who was there. So you have to let us know that, okay, so this is the issue that happened. And because of that, I couldn't make the grade. But these are some of the things that happen. And this is how I will correct the wrongs and make it right. Again, these are how I'm going to correct the wrongs and make it right. So in the essay, you need to address the fact that, so I just put a link in the chat box if you want to join our WhatsApp platform so you can get to notifications when we are offering Zoom meetings, please click on the link to join our WhatsApp platform. Again, please click on the link to join our WhatsApp platform. Okay, so these are the key things that you need to address in the essay. Some of you, maybe you were sick, some of you are exam phobia. When it gets to exams, you get sick. What have you done? Some of you maybe probably you had issues when you are about to write exams. Maybe somebody died in the family, God forbid, or maybe a parent lost his job, so it really affected you, or something happened along the way that distracted your attention from, doing very well in the exams. Again, the onus lies on you and only you to do what is right. Again, the onus lies on you to do the best in terms of explaining explaining why A, B, C, D happened. These are the key things that I could do right. So some of the students would book a session with me to explain. So, Doc, this is what happened. I'll say, okay, from my experience, this is how I think you should go about things. Most of the students become successful in college by doing A, B, C, D. Again, some of the universities will review the essay and say, okay, we can give you this scholarship, but if you do not make a 2.5 GPA at the end of the semester or the academic year, the scholarship will be taken away from you. Am I clear? If you do not make the cut, the scholarship will be taken from you. That is the merit-based scholarship. Okay. Now let's move on to merit and academic scholarships tends to go hand in hand. So some of the universities base their scholarship solely on two things. You do not need to even write an essay, but they are looking at your SAT score, or what some of us call SAT, your SAT score, and then your GPA. SAT score, GPA. SAT score, GPA. So they are looking at both your SAT score and your GPA to determine if you can get scholarship. So if your SAT score, some of the universities, it depends on the kind of university. Some of them can offer you with even 1,200 SAT score, they can give you an academic scholarship. Again, if it's an SAT score of 1,000, 1,200, or 1,200 is 1,200, you can still qualify for scholarship. So if you are here on Zoom, you should understand that there are different criteria of getting scholarship. as an undergrad. Again, there are certain classifications. So if you are looking at the academic side, you need to make sure that you have this to present to us, and then we will send to the universities on your behalf so that they can understand the fact that you have that GPA, the required GPA, you had a GPA and the SAT score to qualify for the scholarship. Now let's move on from the SAT score. What do you need to complement the SAT score? What you need to do to complement the SAT score, it's having a strong GPA that I explained that A is A1 is classified as 4.0, B2 can be 3.5, B3 can be 3.25, C can be whatever. It depends on different kinds of evaluators, how they evaluate your your scores, or they evaluate your O levels and A levels. But when we see your transcript or when you see your results, we can determine that Mr. A can get scholarship. Mr. B, we need to write a letter and say that this is what happened and this is what I tend to do better. Very important. Again, please, if you just joined Zoom, I've posted our link in the chat box. Please click on it and make sure that you are doing very well by joining our group so that in case we have any webinars and there are scholarship opportunities, we can put in. Those of you here who are interested in PhDs and master's degrees, just last week we had a meeting with a university in Turkey. We're going to have a webinar with them very soon. They have tuition free for master's and PhD programs. We will be engaging them to see when they will be available for us to talk about this program. For masters, it's only free for masters and PhD students. That's it. No, not undergraduate students. So that webinar session is going to be different. We're planning if it's going to be next week. We are going to engage them this week to see when we can have the webinar with them. So the best thing to do and hear about these meetings is to join our group so that when we put the announcement there, you'll be ready to join. So just so you know. Now let's move on. Also, now we've talked about the academic, we've talked about the merit-based scholarship. Now let's move on to the need-based. Need-based. Some of the universities wants you to demonstrate that your family doesn't have the necessary funds to support you. I'm talking this from my experience. Some other people would have their own experience. Some other people will know more than I do on issues like this. Okay. So in issues like this, some of the universities require two things. Some of them will require that you need to show an evidence via bank statement from your family that they do not have enough funds. Some of them would also require that if you are in the US or your family lives in the US, their tax returns, they file tax returns. You need to use that tax returns to show to them as a proof of demonstration that, or you are demonstrating to them that your parents don't have the enough or the needed funds to support you, but you have good grades. What mostly we term brilliant but needy. Brilliant but needy. You have a good GPA, but you don't have enough funds to go to school. And that is how we here at Top Tier Study Abroad Consult, we come in here to work with you hand on hand to see how we can engage with you. Some of the universities will also require that you go in for an interview so that they'll be interviewing you. We've had students who've come to our office for interviews before. So these are some of the key things that we do to help the students as we journey through the program. So let's say you are in Harare, you have a meeting, but you do not have a laptop or your internet is not really strong in your house. You can come to our office in Harare, close to Borrowdale, and then you come there. Miss Agnes will help you set everything up for you. You do your meetings. If you have to take the an English test to demonstrate your English proficiency, you can go there and do that. So if, for example, you need to do an English proficiency test by going to, by writing Duolingo, we can provide that services for you as well. Okay, at this juncture, is there any questions before we move on to the last part of the scholarship process? any questions. If you have questions, please put it in the chat box. If you have any question, please put it in the chat box. As soon as I'm done, there are two ways that you're gonna ask questions. You either raise your hand or you put your questions in the chat box and I'll call you and then we can answer. Okay? All right. If you have any questions, please continue to type them right now so that we can answer them. So if you are in Zimbabwe, Agnes is going to put our Zimbabwean address. Okay, she already did. Phone number. If you're in Zimbabwe, you can contact her. And then our Zimbabwe WhatsApp platform is separate. So you can also join our Zimbabwe WhatsApp platform as well. So we also have our Zim WhatsApp platform for you as well. So, okay, Margaret said you made the academic part. So, Margaret, what I'm saying about the academic scholarship is that so with the academic scholarship, it's based on your SAT score, what we call the SAT score, and then your English, and then your O and A level or your WASSCE results or your NECO, depending if you're in Nigeria. You present all these results, and then the academic board with the admission officers will go through and say, academically, is this student strong? With the SAT, I didn't even mention it. So those of you who are looking into the sciences, the STEM field, which is science, technology, engineering, and math, they'll be focusing more on your quantitative side or your math side to see how well you did with your math. If you are interested in engineering, mathematics, technology, and science. They'll be looking at those aspects. So they'll also look at your results to see if you had a 3.0 GPA and above. Now, some of the universities are waiving the test option, but this is what they are doing. If you are here, if you've participated in national science and math quiz before, whether it was regionals, whether it was mock sessions, whether it was national, you have the opportunity to show that via maybe a letter of recommendation um, from your school or pictures of some of the activities, the off-campus activities that you've been doing, even on campus. If you've been part of, let's say, the Red Cross Association, the SOS Association, if you've been part of, or if you are part of GUNSA, the Drama and Debaters Club, any of these clubs, you need to show above and beyond that you have certificate that proves that you did this, pictures, and then we can put it as part of your application to get a needed scholarships for you. Again, you will need to demonstrate academically that you are strong, and then we can get a scholarship for you. Okay, so let's move on to this is sports plus skills. So let's put it as skill-based scholarship. What skills are you bringing on or on board for the university to say, okay, we can offer you this scholarship? Some of you might already be working as nurses. Your CVs can prove it. You've taken your nursing exams. You have all the necessary documents to prove that you are a nurse. You're already working as a nurse, aide nurse assistant, community health nurse, and all that. And you can demonstrate to the admissions officer that these are some of the things you've done. These are the proof that you have. And then we can present them for additional scholarship. You can sing. This year, one girl from Nepal was awarded a $10,000 scholarship, all because she could sing and she was joining the school choir. And she was joining one of the schools that you can see behind me, Houston Teleton University. The university offered her that scholarship so that she could join the school choir. So if you can play flute, organ, piano very well, these you record yourself so that we can show to the university to show us a proof that you will be able to join and you have the needed skill to join. If you run, let's say 100 meters, 200 meters, 4 by 400, 1,000, 1,500, 1,500, 3,000, whatever it is that you run, The onus lies on you to show your records, which is verifiable, so that we can show to the admissions officer that you have these skills for additional scholarship. So whether it's a school in Canada, whether it's a school here in the US, we need to showcase to them that these are some of the skills that you have, so that we can use that to negotiate for more scholarship. So it is very important that as we journey through all this program, we make sure we have the necessary steps, the needed skills to show to them to get more scholarship. Finally, some of the scholarship can be stacked. Let's say uh, Michelle Brown can sing, but on her scholarship piece, she also did well academically. So when you look at the academic piece, she had, let's say, for example, um, she had a 3.5 GPA over 4.0. That means she had more A's and B's. But when we also look out at her SAT score, she also did well with, let's say, 1400. The university will say, okay, let's offer 80% scholarship or 70% scholarship. But musically, she's talented, she can sing, she can join the music school choir. And then the university will say, okay, let's also offer her that 20% scholarship to make it 100%. That is what we call stacking scholarships. I did that. I was able to start scholarship, and that really helped me. Again, I was able to start scholarships, and that really helped me. In my PhD program, what I did was that I was able to start some of my scholarship from the International Students Office, the Student Government Office, the Graduate Student Office, the Departmental Scholarship. Based on that, I was able to start all these scholarships, and then it got to a point that I didn't have to pay for any I didn't have to pay for any tuition fees. Why? Because I had the opportunity to get several scholarships, and then I was able to go to school uh, and get a scholarship, and then that wasn't putting a lot of pressure on me because I was also working as a doctoral research assistant. Okay. Okay. So now I would, if I'm missing something, I know some of my colleagues are here. If Bonnie, you are here and I'm missing any, some of the times, let me also, if are there any graduate students, people are interested in graduate school here? Those who are, is there anyone here interested in masters and PhDs? I know someone put that in the chat box. I can share a little bit about the PhDs and the masters student, the scholarship piece here as well. Anyone interested in a PhD, masters, doctorate degree? Okay. All right. So let me share this. Some of the university, when I was going in for my PhD, when I didn't get what we call the graduate research assistantship before I joined. Some of the universities, when you are going in, they might not even offer you even $1 scholarship. But when you get in, they can offer you scholarship. Again, they can offer you scholarship when you enter the universities or when you get admissions and you go into the universities. That is when they can offer you some form of scholarship. So you have a very good CV, which has detailed your work experience, which has also detailed what you've been doing. Most of the universities will look out for 2 to 5 years work experience or more if you've participated in any other community-based programs. What have you done to contribute to the development of your community, your society? So if you can prove all these, that this is what I've done to progress the people within my community. These are some of the key things I would like to use my doctoral degree for. What are some of the challenges that are currently in my community that I think that if I get a PhD, I would, or a master's degree, I can help change within my community. These are some of the key things that we use to help students to foster for more grades, scholarship. So these are some of the key things that we are looking at. And again, there are several things that we'll be talking about as we started our weekly webinars. We will be talking more about scholarship opportunities. As again, next week we are trying to focus on both undergrads and graduate students. I know for the past 2-3 weeks it has always been undergrads, and although in between we brought universities in to talk about both graduate students and undergraduate students, we are still hoping to talk more about graduate students as well. Okay. So now the floor is open. Please, if you have any questions, any concerns, please put your questions in the chat box or raise your hand to ask, and then we will take it right from there. And again, if this is your first time joining our meetings, I have posted our WhatsApp, a link to our WhatsApp platform. You can click on it, you can join. We will send you all the necessary updates. So please, Michelle Brown, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hi, Doc. Good evening from Ghana.
Good evening.
Please, I want to find out, in a scenario that you've been given a scholarship, partial scholarship, and you are not able to get the remaining amount to top up, what advice can you give?
Very good question. So let me tell you what some of us did. When I had the opportunity, I wasn't given scholarship. What happened was that I was given a 20 hours work on campus. And you always need to be tactical. So some of the universities will be looking for, let's say, a resident assistant, which is like a house prefect. Your job is to make sure the students in the halls are okay, there are no issues. If there are issues, you report to the necessary authorities. So I applied for that job. So I was taking care of the students. That means I had a free rent, I had free rent. Also, since I was working on campus, I was able to use some of the tuition, the money that I was receiving to pay for my tuition. So when I got that job, what happened was that I was eating free and I was also sleeping, no electricity bill, no water, no bills. All that I was doing was to enjoy the room and go to school. So that helped me to do my job and also be successful in school because that took that pressure off my head. Also, if you are not fortunate like I did to have that job, my advice is this. Okay, this is my advice to you. Please make sure that the little money that you brought, do not use it to buy iPhones. One of the common mistakes that I've seen students make is this. Most of them come in, they start trying to behave like the Americans. They start buying iPhone 13, 14. They start buying Michael Jordans. They start buying Timberlands, buying cars. But since you don't have money to even pay your tuition fee, there is something called a payment plan. So what does the payment plan mean? Payment plan means you go to the university and say, hey, my name is Mr. Brown. I cannot pay for this tuition fee right now. Can you break it down for me so that I can pay per month? Okay, there is a payment plan option at most universities. So when you set up the payment plan option, then you can pay in bits and pieces so that all that will not be a burden on you. Did that help? Mr. Brown, did that help?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay. Any other question?
One last one, please. When you were talking, can you supplement the IELTS to that of the SAT?
That's a tough one. Let me be very honest with you here. IELTS is just to prove your English speaking skills. The SAT, the SAT is for only undergraduate students. The SAT is just to also there are two things: the math aspect and the English aspect. The math test is testing your math, your strength with math. Your English is also testing your English capabilities. So some of the universities, if you write the SAT, there's no need to write the IELTS. But the IELTS weighs both options. It looks at both your math aspect and your English aspect. So it's looking at both sides. But here is this that you only wrote or you only took the IELTS test, which is just mostly to check your English proficiency. That's it. That's all the IELTS does. The IELTS helps graduate students more. So let's say a student is here, he's applying to study in the US and the university needs English proficiency. If you want to be a teaching assistant, research assistant, that is also an avenue to demonstrate that you can write, read, listen. So since there are 4 or 5 components of the IELTS, reading, listening, writing, and something else, there's one more, reading, listening, writing, and one
And
more,
speaking.
speaking. Yes, and speaking. So if you can demonstrate, if you've been able to demonstrate all of these, and none of the bands did you have below 5.5. Most of them, if you have any band below 5.5, they disqualify you. But if you have 5.5 and above, or 7.5, very good scores, you stand a chance of getting a teaching assistantship because you've demonstrated that you can speak, you can read, you can listen, and you can write.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Okay, let me read the questions here. If you have first language English, O level, IGSE, do you have to take the English test? Some of the universities waive English proficiency for students from Zimbabwe. Some of them ask Zimbabwean students to take the English test. So it depends on the university. Some of them will wait, some of them will not. Mostly Ghanaians and Nigerians, it's mostly wait for Ghanaians and Nigerian students. Mostly wait for Ghanaians and Nigerian students, just so you know. Zimbabwe, some of the universities wait, some of them also require you. But most of the time, we try to argue for the students that no, Zimbabweans, they speak very good English. They worked, they were colonized by the British. They speak very good English, just like a South African would do. So we try to negotiate that for our Zim students or our Zim clients. Okay, DAPA. If one doesn't get a scholarship, can one make payment arrangement, for example, pay installment? Yes, that is what I talked about, paying paying in installment. So just so you know, yeah, paying installment. Okay, how long does the application process take? It depends on you and I. So, for example, you did not provide me with any your bank statement for, let's say, your I-20, or we are applying for your study permit for you to Canada, and you didn't provide your bank statement ahead of time. That delays the visa process. But with the I-20 to the US, you are delaying the whole application process. Some of the universities, if you submit the application and you submit the bank statement quickly, they can work on it. But mostly we give students from that stage to the visa stage between 1 month to 6 months. There's this girl that took 4 days to get her interview date and also her I-20 and everything. It took about 4 to 5 days. So that is how it works. Yeah. Oh, okay, Lucy. Thank you. So, Mr. Jacob, please unmute yourself.
Hello, there. Good evening from here.
Good evening, Jacob.
So I think I came in late. I came in like 7 minutes, 10 minutes late. I don't know whether you've spoken about the portfolio for the visual students and
Okay.
the
No.
architecture students. So most of the times we try to forget that aspect of the application and we don't talk about it too much. So I want you to throw more light on that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very good. So if you're a student who is interested in the arts, you draw, you do paintings. The university would like to have your portfolio before they can offer you any form of scholarships, they need to see your portfolio that you can do A, you can do B, you can do C. So when you are able to provide all these necessary documents for us, then we can turn it in for you. Okay? Then we can turn it in for you so that you can build on that portfolio. So if you are interested in pursuing a master's in architecture, you need to show us the proof that you can do this. So you show in some of the works you've done and we present it to the school for additional scholarship for you. So thank you, Jacob. Shalom. And Jacob, today we started at 5. We didn't start at 6, so you were more than 7 minutes late. Shalom.
Okay, I'll check.
Shalom.
I want to ask, let's say that you have like made an agreement with the university that you are paying the money maybe over a period of a year or over a period of 6 months, and then you don't meet that deadline. How soon will they chase you out, or are they understanding and accommodative that maybe you haven't managed to raise the money through just working for 20 hours?
Okay. So you have sent a bank statement to the university that you can afford this. But again, they truly also understand they are human. That sometimes issues like this will happen where you would not be able to meet the requirement in terms of paying your tuition at a stipulated time. So the onus lies on you, Shalom, to communicate with the university constantly, either via email, either going to the office, or either via phone call. You have to establish that relationship with the university. Do not wait for the university to write to you to pay. You have to go there. Some of them are automated messages. They will definitely come whether you go there or not. But since you've already been there, they can release the hold on your application so that you can register. So that is how it works. There are some universities that are really, they don't bend the rules. If it's A, it stays A. If it's B, it stays B. Yeah. So I know some of the universities that are really lenient. They will work with you during the COVID period from 2021, no, 2020 to now. Some of this, they are now going to take school for 2 years. Some of them did not take $1 from the students. Now the money has accumulated, the student have to pay everything for 2 years. I'm telling you for fact. They understood that because of COVID, some of the students were going through financial challenges. So the agreement was that students do not have to be held, their accounts should not be on hold so that they could not register. So they helped the students go through the registration process and they gave them a timeline. And then the good thing is they will send reminders. Okay, 1 week before, you have 2 more weeks to pay, 3 more weeks to pay, and then they'll give you the timelines. So whenever each timeline is getting closer, they will send reminders. It's one required to work while studying. Yes, you can work. In the US, it's 20 hours. Canada tends to be more. So with Canada, you can work more than the stipulated hours. So with Canada, let's say if you want to work, let's say more than 5 hours, if you sometimes students can work, let's say 20 hours. Some of the students can work like uh, uh, 30 hours in Canada, depending sometimes. And the good thing is during summer or during the school break, you can work 40, 50, 60, 80 hours. Nobody cares. During school sessions, that is when you are restricted to only the 20 hours. But mostly Canadians, they tend to work than more than the stipulated or restricted 20 hours. But again, during summer, that is when it's students' cocoa season. That is when you work 60, 50 hours. You can work as many hours as you can. So I remember during that time, some of the students would take jobs to mow lawns. They also, after mowing the lawns, that is for 20 hours. They will go to the dorms to clean, which is another 20 hours, making it 40 hours. Some of them, I remember, they were working 50 hours every week. So by the time the semester resumes within 3 months, They've gathered all their tuition fee, if not all, some of it to pay, and then they'll start doing the 20 hours and paying bits and pieces. Okay. All right, Mike, someone cannot hear anything. Please put the instructions in so that the person can hear us. Please, what are the requirements for WASSCE students? My network was bad, so I couldn't hear. Okay. TechnoSpark. For WASSCE students, this is what you need. Number one, passport. Again, please, if you do not have passport, go get passport. Please, I'm pleading with you. Do not wait. Again, do not wait. As soon as the passports are in, it would help fast track the process. If you also do not know who is going to be your sponsor, please start working on who is going to be your sponsor. Who will sponsor you? Again, who will sponsor you? So that as soon as the results are released, you graduated 2020, you have your WASSCE results, you have your bank statement, you have your passport, we're ready to go. And then we'll help you with a scholarship essay and take you through sessions on how to write it so that you can get the scholarship. We will take you through. If you also want to take the SAT class with us, we have the online version and in-person version. Our office in Kumasi handles the in-person and online version is across the country. So very important. Please make sure your passport, your WASSCE results are in. And please, if you are here, don't wait till your WASSCE results are in before you go for your testimonial. And also your testimonial is not really important, but some of the schools, you can use that as a recommendation. But please go for your high school transcript. Please request for your high school transcript ASAP. If you are an HND holder, this is what you need. Number one, your WASSCE results. If you took NOVDEC, we will need a NOVDEC result. Number three, we will need your HND transcript. Number four, we will need your HND certificate. Number five, we need your passport. So WASSCE results, HND transcript, certificate, passport. And then we will go through the essay process with you. Very important. Okay. All right. All right. Can you please specifically talk about diploma nurses, midwife who want to pursue BSc nursing? That is very fantastic, but I'll put a caveat on this. If you have graduated from a nursing diploma certificate program, these are what I need from you. Number one, your passport. Number two, your diploma transcript and certificate. Number three, your WASSCE result. If you wrote NOVDEC, I'll need a NOVDEC as well. And then your nursing certificate. If you have the certificate, you add it. If you did not pass and you don't have the certificate too, please add it. And let me tell you this. There are students who are currently in the US, they have not even finished their BSN. They've taken the NCLEX test in the US, they've passed, and they are going to get agencies to sponsor them, and they can practice as nurses here in the US. You do not have to even finish your BSc and before you take the NCLEX exam. Whilst you are in school, you can take the NCLEX exams, and then the university will use it to waive some of your classes for you so you can graduate early and get your BSN, your Bachelor of Science in Nursing. And all these students who are going through that process, I have some students that I can partner you with when you get to the US. Fatih can help you. Johnny can help you. John Amegashide can help you through the process. So we have so many students who are there that are more than willing and ready to help you students go through the process. What grade are they looking at with the WASSCE and the NOVDEC? Because so if your math is E, it doesn't matter. If your results are good and you have a minimum of 2.5 GPA on your WASSCE, on your nursing transcript, that is all they need. Any questions again? Any questions? Any concerns? Any question? And Mike, again, please put our number in the chat box. So if anyone wants to talk to us after the webinar, they can join us. If anyone wants to talk to us, they can join us. All right. So someone is also let me read comment from YouTube. So those watching from YouTube, sorry, it's not like I'm ignoring you. What of essay writing on Common App? Yes, Kelvin, the essay writing on Common App, what we do is that we go through that, we analyze that, and we also go through, make sure that those 5 prompts or 4 prompts that are given, we make sure that you are answering at least one, and then your answers really aligns with the essay. Yes, that can get you scholarship as well. So I have another screen here. So if you see me looking on my left-hand side, I have a screen there. Hello, Kunda John, I'm Sudanese by nationality 23. Okay, Kunda, thanks for joining. And if you have any questions, you can please post it on our YouTube. And please go to our YouTube, subscribe, and then please join us there as well. And like, follow us, click on the subscription button, and then join us. We'll be more than willing to help you. Okay. Any questions? Any concerns? If you have any questions, please put it in the chat box. Our main thing that we are doing right now is making sure that we are giving each and everyone the most important information that they need to make the decision in terms of what are the necessary documentation that they need to present. So if you are going to pursue a bachelor's degree, or if you say further in computer science, what do you mean? If, please, I'm going to school, what about us not going to school? Are you going to, I don't understand your question, if you can tell me what specifically. Okay, the universities do offer accommodation, but those university accommodations, some of them tends to be expensive. So if like some of the universities will offer some scholarship for accommodation, that one I would say go for it. But those universities that do not offer accommodation on scholarships, I would say look for off-campus accommodation and share with some of the international students, especially international students from all over the world. You can share with them, or even the American students, you can share with them, or the Canadian students, you can share with them as well. So, and also get to learn other cultures whilst you are there than only sticking with Ghanaians, only sticking with Nigerians, Zimbabweans, Indians, Sudanese. Make sure you mingle so you can learn from different cultures. So Arthur, do you already have, let's say, an HND and going to pursue like tell me more. What is your academic background? If you say further in computer science, I don't get you. So please tell me more about your academic background so I can know what you are going to further in. Okay. Anyone else? So Kunda John, what clarification do you need? If you can put your questions down, what do you need? What answers? If you can tell me your question, and then I can provide an answer to it. Guys, I've been sitting down for a while. Let me raise my. Okay.
Wait, I have just sent a question. I'm waiting for it.
All right. Let me see. Please adjust. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Let me read a question. Ooh, there are a lot of questions coming in. So, Steffi, please send me your WASSCE result and let me see if I can get you an admission. Steffi, please send me your WASSCE results and let me see if I can help you out. Ajani Watson, I need a job as a registered nurse. I hold a BSN and a postgraduate diploma in education as well. So Ajani, this is going to be my honest advice to you. My experience is this. Most students that we've helped or we've assisted, they've had the opportunity to go to school and still work. Whilst they are here in the US, what they normally do is that they write their NCLEX test and get licensed. As soon as they get licensed, that does not mean they need to finish their program. But most of them, they finish with either public health or healthcare administration program. They go through it, they finish, they graduate, and they have either a public health master's degree, and they also have their NCLEX, and then they can negotiate for a higher salary. My advice is this, and this is my honest opinion to most Ghanaians who are looking for opportunity to work abroad. There are so many people that went to the UK, they got there, they spent £15,000, £20,000, they got there and there are no jobs. Yes, you're already in the UK, that is good. I have nothing against that, totally nothing. But for me, as a visionary, this is how I would look at it. Why don't I squeeze myself for 2 years and get a degree whilst a master's degree whilst I'm in the US or I'm in Canada and pursue if I go to Canada and do the 1 year international nursing program. Again, the 1 year international nursing program. Write the NCLEX to be a nurse in Canada or the US or in other European countries. And then after being a nurse, getting my degree and learning more about the education and getting education from that same country, I can negotiate for better salary. But why do we go in to be nurse assistants in the US or sorry, in Europe? Whilst you could even stay in Ghana and write the NCLEX exams. Me, I would rather come to the US or Canada and take the test here, go to school and graduate and get both. Use one stone to kill two birds. That is my honest opinion. The reason is I don't know about the jobbing aspect. I do. Well, I do have information about it, but I'm not doing it now because I know that there are so many opportunities that students can benefit from in terms of getting here, going to school, and also negotiating for a higher salary after they graduate. Please, bye. No, Canada, there is no interview. Canada, you don't go for interview. So if you are currently going to school, what kind of school are you going to? My brother, you're making my job hard for me. Are you going to high school? Are you currently at the university, polytechnic, nursing training, training colleges? What are you doing? The university, yeah, I already answered the question concerning accommodation. If you have WASSCE, you only have WASSCE certificate, yes, we can still help you if you have only WASSCE certificate. What we can do is that we go through your WASSCE results to see if it's good. If it's good, then we can be of help to you. Please, I just completed my BSc in administration and specialized in public administration. I wanted to know how I can gain admission in Canada or US to do my master's. So, Richard, Leo, please, Mike, put your number in the chat box. Mike will take notice, or Bonnie will take notice. We will reach out to you after tomorrow. And also, we'll put our number in the chat box so you can also reach out to us. Please, I have certificate in nursing and I want to pursue BSc nursing, and what are the recommended documents? So if you have a certificate in nursing, we need your nursing certificate, a transcript, your WASSCE results, and your passport. Again, please call our office. Mike is going to put our number in the chat box. Please drop your number and we also reach out to you. If you are in Zimbabwe, Agnes already dropped our number in the chat box. You can reach out to Agnes and then go to our Zimbabwe office. If you are currently joining us from Dubai, Victor is also on the line. You drop our number and our address in Dubai, and you can also reach out to our Dubai office. Are there any scholarships? Yes, there are several scholarships for undergraduate students, several of them. I read BSc Transportation and Logistics Management at UCC, and I want to do my master's in procurement supply chain. So, Franklin, there are two things that I can encourage you to do. Yes, you can look at supply chain. I'll also advise you, since you did transportation and logistics management, I'll also encourage you to look into aviation management as well. You can get a lot of money from there as well. And one of our students, Bonnie, is here. Bonnie helped with her application. Currently, she has free full scholarship, including housing in the US. So Bonnie is here. I'll highly encourage you to drop your number or reach out to us, and we will provide you with all the necessary answers you need.
Good evening, Prof. Please, can I ask my question?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, I am Patrick, a teacher at one of the secondary schools in Koforidua.
Okay.
I have degree in health, physical education, recreation, and sports, and then masters in health education. So I want to find out which of the routes will suit me. Do I have to take another master's, or I can proceed from there?
Yes, so I'll say there are two things that I can highly encourage you. You can look into a doctoral program in leadership, curriculum and instruction, or you can look out for a PhD in supervision, so that you can be a superintendent, the superintendent route. Either even when you do that, you can write a test here in the US and be a superintendent. And also you can teach a little bit and get your certificate, a teaching certificate here. So whilst you are teaching, you can be a principal and then look out for a superintendent. Or since you're already teaching, I'll say branch into professorial and be a professor, a lecturer here in the US. If my school where I currently teach, we have something called the R1, Run to Research One. So we are recruiting more international students to be in our PhD programs. There are scholarship opportunities available. I wouldn't say it's guaranteed, but we can help you through the process. I wouldn't say go for another master's. Please go for a PhD or doctoral program, and we can help you with that. Currently, we have one student in the curriculum and instruction program in the US. No, yeah. And we have two more students going into one of those programs. And I think we have this year, by the close of the year, we are looking at close to about 10 people joining a doctoral program in education and computer science.
Okay. Thank you. So, Prof, if I want to interact more, do you have any agent who is closer to Eastern region where I can contact?
You can go to our Medina office.
Okay.
So Mike, please, guys, put a crowd number in so that he can join us.
All right. Thank you very much, bro.
Okay. Hello, sir. Will I be able to meet you at the Accra Medina office when I come there? And please, when? Teofila, I'm in the US. I'm not thinking of coming to Ghana now. The Christmas is coming. When I come, the tax will be too much. They will tax me, so I don't want to come.
I don't know. Doc,
Yeah.
please, I'm Franklin.
All right, Franklin, go ahead.
Wachi Adam's friend Asunyane.
Okay.
You were asking me to divert and study a course. I didn't hear that one well. I'm now down for program. So I want to start.
Yeah, I said you can look at aviation management since you have transport background. I'll highly encourage you to look at aviation, which is under transportation. You know more in that field than I do. So that would be my suggestion to you.
Oh, okay. Okay. After the Xmas, we'll meet you and we'll start our process.
Okay. January, I'll be in Ghana. I'll be in Ghana right after Christmas. I'll be in Ghana. So we can all meet and then talk about this process. But the earlier the better. Those of you looking at masters and PhDs, December 1st, January 1st, January 15th will be the deadline. February 1st will be February 1st and 15th. Most of our 99% of PhD programs will be closing. So please, the earlier the better. Although we have some of the private, we have some of the schools that we can negotiate on your behalf, but we still highly encourage you to apply early because of scholarships. Some of them, by then, they're making scholarship decisions. Teophilia.
Yes, hello, Prof.
Yes.
And please, with a GPA of 2.5, can you get a scholarship?
To what program?
To MSc in accounting.
That would be a tough one. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I can get you a school with very low tuition fee, like $8,000 a year, and then you pay they will spread it every 2 months. You pay every 2 months. You pay. So that is how I would really work on that for you. Yeah.
Okay. And please, is it in Canada or US?
US, Canada, we can get you a program in Canada as well. Yeah. Canada, the tuition fee is a little bit expensive, about 10,000 to 15,000, 18,000 Canadian dollars. And that will not even be the master's program. That will be a postgraduate diploma. That one, you get admission faster than the master's degree. And when we do it, you have to pay a tuition. Canada, you have to pay a tuition deposit of about, give and take, 1,500 Canadian dollars.
Tuition fee. Wow. Okay.
Deposit, not fee, the deposit, 1,500 Canadian deposit before you start school. By US, you don't have to pay anything before you start.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, Doc.
You're welcome.
Prof, good evening.
Good evening.
With a GPA of 2.89, can I get a scholarship doing a business administration program, as in master's?
Okay,
MBA,
so
or
the
MBA.
So what you do is that when you get in, it will be hard to get it before you go. Mostly it's a 3.0 GPA. But as I said, we can get you a school with a lower tuition fee of about $8,000 US, but then you pay per month. Whilst you are there are job opportunities. If you are lucky, you get graduate research assistant, graduate teaching, graduate administrative. It waives all your tuition fees for you. Also, after your first semester, if you are able to achieve a 3.0 and above, you can apply for scholarships as well.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Theophilia, do you have any other question or you are done?
Please, I'm done. Sorry.
Okay.
Hello, Doc.
Yeah.
Please, with aviation management, can I get scholarship?
That is what I was saying. Let me, what's his name? Bonnie, can you share your experience helping that girl to get full scholarship to study aviation management in the US?
Okay, Doc, thank you. So with Jemima, she did geography. So in geography, she went to University, and she took a major in transportation. And so Louis University actually wouldn't give you the fully funded scholarship after you've gotten the visa. You can apply for the graduate assistantship, and we did that. And now she is a graduate assistantship, and she is fully on, like, housing, everything is being paid. So that is the process for the aviation for Louis University. And so with aviation, yes, but when you got in the visa, you write to the school, then they will give us the portal to start with the scholarship application. All right, thank you.
All right. I hope you got a response to what you needed. Okay. So the one, if you are interested in, please, okay, so Richard Leo, you can contact us and then we'll help you out. Kunda, I will get back to you and read your question. Please, I have a certificate in nursing. I want to pursue BS nursing. I think I already answered that, what you need. Transport, we already did that. Theophilia answered. If you...
Hello, Prof.
Yeah.
Please, I learned that with Canada, there is an open work permit for your partner to join you. I want to know if the same applies to US too.
Yes, the US. So Canada, your spouse can work. US, your spouse cannot work. He will just come as a dependent, but Canada they can work. Yes.
Okay, so it means that if I go there, my partner cannot join me.
No, your partner can join you in the US, but cannot work. He wouldn't.
Okay.
They will not give your partner work permit. But with Canada, your partner will get work permit.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay.
All right. All right. Let me read this and then we will go ahead. And so, Mike, please take all the. If you want us to reach out to you, please put your number in the chat box. Ajanin Watson, please, can you come again? You asked a question. How legitimate are your offers? I don't understand. So if you can please clarify. Good evening, sir. I'm an undergraduate fashion student and will be completing next year. Is there any chance I can apply for further studies, full scholarship? So fashion, you need to start building your portfolio. All the things you've been doing in the fashion program, please compile all of them to a digital portfolio. Take pictures. If you have to scan some of your work, scan all of them, build a very nice portfolio, and then we can add it to your document. Also, if you're in Dubai, please make sure you join, you take our Dubai number. So if you're in Zimbabwe, please share your results or your A level and O level results with our sister. She will send it to me and then we'll review it. So if you have a BSN in nursing and a postgraduate diploma, yes, you still need to pursue MS nursing. But let me also explain here, both in the US and in the US, Canada is different. In the US, getting into an MSc program is difficult if you are not licensed here in the US. That's why most of the nurses, when they come in, they either do public health or they do healthcare administration. Whilst they're doing that, then they use it as an opportunity to write their NCLEX exams, pass, and then they can pursue their program. So, Patience Bar, you will take your number.
No.
And Agnes, please, if you are here, our colleague from Zimbabwe also wants to be reached out to. So please, Abraham Opon, please answer your question, and then the next person can also ask their question. And then Ethel will ask his question. But Ethel, go ahead and ask, since Abraham was not muted himself.
Doc, good evening.
Ethel, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, Doc.
Good evening, sir.
So please, I just completed SHS and I have WASSCE. Our result is out, but I want to further in BSc in Canada. What are the necessary steps I need to submit?
Can you come again?
Like I just completed WASSCE and I have my result, and I want to further in BSc in computer science.
When did you complete your WASSCE?
Last year, 2022.
Oh, 2022. So what you do is that, please, my number is in the chat box. Send me your WASSCE results. I can review it, and then I'll give you directions to any of our offices, and you can go there with your parents.
Okay, Doc. I'll do that. Thank you, sir.
All right, you're welcome. Agnes, please, are you there? Agnes, are you here? All right. Mike, can you please take contact of all both the Zimbabwean, every contact that is being posted in the chat. Abraham, please go ahead.
Please, Doc, good evening. Please, I have Bachelor of Science in Mathematics, and I want to study data analytics, and it's a post degree diploma in.
All right. So, Abraham, was yours education or just a BS mathematics? Abraham, can you hear me? Abraham, can you hear me? Abraham, can you hear me?
So he has left the page.
He has left the page. Okay. So, Bonnie, please take all the numbers, you and Mike, so you don't miss anyone. Okay.
Hello, Doc.
Do you have? Yeah, go ahead.
Doc, sorry. One more question, please. With regards to the scholarship, for first degree, I have 2.95, and then the master to same. Like you said, if I want to go for the doctorate with a 2.95, can I get a scholarship?
Okay, with that one, we need to come in and fight for you. Just being honest, we have to fight for you. So we will do our best for you. And the reason why I'm not sugarcoating anything and promising heaven and earth is just to come out clean and be truthful. I'll do my best. Sure. Yes.
Okay. All right. So I will call your number, the one at Medina. I am at Koforidua. So when I get there, you'll get in touch.
Sure. When you get there, they'll call me. Okay.
All right, sir. Thank you. Thank you for everything.
You're welcome.
Hello, Doc.
Yeah. Hello.
Please, I'm Abraham. Please, my network. I was having issue with my network, so sorry about that. Please, I have Bachelor of Science in Mathematics, and I want to study data analytics. Actually in Canada, but going through their tuition and those things is the amount is so huge. But I want to rather study data analytics. That is, it's a post graduate degree or post degree diploma. Sorry, post degree diploma. And I want to know my chances of getting it, and also the requirements, the needed materials, or the necessary materials, application material that can help me get admission.
Okay, Abraham, let me advise you. What is your GPA?
Bachelor of Science in Mathematics.
Like, what is your class? Is it second class, upper or lower?
Yeah, it's second class upper.
So, if I were you, I'll apply into, what do you do now? Do you teach or?
Yes, I'm a teacher.
So, do you have any postgraduate diploma in education?
Yes, I have.
I would highly encourage you that we should apply for a PhD in mathematics for you. And then
PhD mathematics.
For PhD. Yeah. With that, you stand a higher chance of getting scholarship with that.
Okay.
That would be my best, because my school, we are looking for students into our mathematics PhD program. Mathematics Bachelor of there's a Ghanaian in the PhD education mathematics education program. So if I were you, that would be my best bet. With Canada too, if you still want to go with Canada, I always encourage the student, don't let the cost scare you.
Okay.
When you have the chance to work to pay you, that's what we all did. So don't let it scare you. But if I were you, I'll go for the PhD. You don't need a master's in mathematics to get to a PhD program.
Okay. So
you can do both. You can do both and see which one, at the end of the day, which one you like to go with.
okay. So Doc, so how is the process with the PhD in mathematics in education?
So what I would need is 3 letters of recommendation from your lecturers and your current. It can be from your district, one from your headmaster, your assistant headmistress or headmaster, your lecturers as well. I'll need your CV, your certificate for your when you reach out to us, we will give you all the necessary information. So Mike will put our numbers in the chat box. Mike just posted our numbers. So if you scroll down, you will see all our numbers. So,
okay. Actually, I'm in Kumasi. I'm in Kumasi.
Oh, in Kumasi, then you can go to our Kumasi office.
Okay.
Yeah, we have our Kumasi office. You can go to our Kumasi office, and then they will give you all the necessary information you need.
Okay. Thank you so much, Doc.
Oh, you're welcome, my brother. Okay, so also, please make sure you mute yourself. Please, guys, mute yourself. Any other questions?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Patience.
Yeah, this is Patience, and a friend spoke to me about you. I just had your number. Thank you. What is the convenience time for me to call you? Because I realize is not a Ghana number, so I'm quite confused about that.
Yeah, that's true. You can call me 30 minutes after the webinar. You can call me. I'll need to eat. I haven't eaten anything the whole day. So probably, and it's 1 p.m. here. So you can call me when we're done.
Thank you so much for the question.
Okay. And please join our WhatsApp platform so that, as I said, there is a school in Turkey that is willing to give full scholarship to master's and PhD students. We will be having that webinar very soon. We will be having that webinar very soon. Please join our WhatsApp platform so that you can get to know about every nitty-gritties. I'm going to post a link. I just did post our WhatsApp link in the chat box. Please, if you just click on it, join our WhatsApp platform, and then we can take it right from there. Again, please, if you just joined, please click on the WhatsApp. Join. We have a webinar coming up. We will post that very soon. We have another webinar coming up, I think this week. Let me check. We have another webinar coming up on the 7th. Yep, on the 7th, we have another webinar. If you just join, I just posted. So this is for all the undergrad, and please share the flyers. We have Bethany Lutheran College. We have a webinar with them coming soon. They're also going to talk about scholarships. So thank you all for joining. We truly appreciate you all. I know it's a Sunday. You can be relaxing, doing something important, but you decided to spend that day with us. But before we go, let me respond to John Kunda, who is watching us on Zoom. On what do you call it? On YouTube. Please, Kunda, I'm gonna put our number here in the chat box. Please reach out to us, and then please reach out to any of our offices and via WhatsApp, and then we can get back to you. Again, please reach out to any of our numbers, and then we will need to talk to you so that we need to know the necessary documents that we will need from you. So yeah, we need to talk to you and get to know the necessary documents. We'll get to need from you. So yeah. So thank you all again for joining. We truly appreciate you. Wherever you joined from today, we just want to say God bless you all. And Kunda, I've posted our number there. You can join us anytime. God bless you all and have a nice evening. Thank you. And I hope this was insightful as well.
Yes,
Thank you, guys.
it was insightful.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Victor, I'm staying on. Thank you, guys. You can log off. Thank you all.